Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to the Monday Night Raw recap and results video. This is not going to be a review, and if you guys see my previous video, which was the Blu-ray unboxing of the Flintstones The Complete Series that I got from Amazon, definitely go check it out if you guys haven't seen it. Uploaded it earlier today, and I said at the end of the video that I wasn't going to do a Monday Night Raw review, but I was like, you know what? Might as well do one like I do every single week. But this is going to be a recap and results video because I'm not reviewing this show, because this show tonight, as how Monday Night Raw is every single week, was utter garbage. It was absolutely fucking terrible. So Monday Night Raw continues to be the worst television show, the worst pro wrestling show on cable television. So let's jump right in. So Monday Night Raw opened up tonight with Randy Orton. Randy Orton came out, he got on the mic, and he was bragging on being a 4-time world champion. He ended up saying that he's not just the best of the best. He's proved that he is the best. Orton went on to say that he's better than Edge. He's better than The Undertaker. He's better than Shawn Michaels. He's better than John Cena. And he ended up saying that he's most certainly better than Drew McIntyre. So Orton ended up dismissing the idea that he's been handed anything or protected throughout his career. And he ended up insisting that he's in the position he's in because he is the best. He went on to declare himself a legend. So Orton ended up saying that this comes with great responsibility, but also a big bullseye on his back. So Orton was calling out anybody in the locker room to try and take his title, and he was naming some superstars, and he wants anyone to come out to take the title. So out came Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss ended up staring straight at the camera, and she ended up smiling. Orton was shown circling Alexa Bliss, and Alexa Bliss ended up showing her hands. And she was wearing white gloves, and each glove had a word on it. It had the word play on one of the gloves, and pain on her other glove. So Alexa Bliss ended up saying that he could be here. So he had the sounds of the Fiend come on. Orton ended up yelling that he's ready to fight. And then out of nowhere, McIntyre ended up attacking Randy Orton out of nowhere, delivers a Claymore to Orton. McIntyre ended up getting in Orton's face, and he dares him to grant the rematch. So McIntyre ended up saying that he's going to make Orton's life a living hell. And so basically that was that. So, but whatever. It was a whatever, segment here. And then we had The Miz and John Morrison. They ended up running out. The Miz was going to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase. And the referee ended up running down to the ring. And so the referee ended up saying that, oh yeah, The Miz is cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase. And so McIntyre ended up coming back into the ring, took out The Miz and Morrison, delivered big boots to both Miz and Morrison. Miz ended up getting tossed out of the ring, out to the floor. McIntyre ended up grabbing Morrison and tossed him over the top rope onto the floor, onto The Miz. And so that was that. So And then we had a guitar on a pole match, Elias versus Jeff Hardy. This was whatever. Did not even care for it. Jeff Hardy ended up winning. Jeff Hardy ended up retrieving the guitar, and he ended up jumping off the top, hit the guitar to Elias's back, and the guitar didn't even shatter. So Jeff Hardy went for the cover, and that was that. But match was whatever. Did not even care for it. It would have been good if the guitar shattered, and then the referee ended up calling for the match. You know, instead of Jeff Hardy going for the pin on Elias. I think with Jeff Hardy smashing the guitar on Elias and the guitar end up shattering, I think that would have been a much better situation where the ref just rings the bell and declares Jeff Hardy the winner. So it was whatever. So then we had Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke versus Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, where the women's tag team championships were on the line. This match sucked, in my opinion. And before the match got underway, we had Lana come out, and Lana ended up staring Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax down as she ended up walking out. So the match started with Nia Jax ended up leveling Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke ended up sliding out, and she ended up staying on Nia Jax. And Nia Jax then rammed Dana Brooke into the turnbuckles. And at the end of the match, we had Shayna Baszler locking in the Carefree clutch to Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke ended up tapping out. So there you go. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax win the match, retain the women's tag team titles. And that was that. But match itself fucking sucked. And so then we had R-Truth versus Bobby Lashley. Why was this on the show? I mean, do I really need to tell you all who won this match? If you said Bobby Lashley, congratulations. You don't win anything. Bobby Lashley ended up winning. Hurt Lock on R-Truth. There you go. Bobby Lashley wins. Post-match, Lashley ended up grabbing R-Truth, and Lashley was ragdolling R-Truth, and he delivered another Hurt Lock to R-Truth. Drew Gulak ended up running down with a referee to pin R-Truth for the Jobber Ninja Turtle 24/7 title, because during this match, during R-Truth versus Bobby Lashley, the 24/7 rules were suspended. So we had Drew Gulak run down. Lashley ended up grabbing Drew Gulak off of R-Truth, and he ends up delivering a suplex, a gut-wrench suplex to Gulak. Lashley then ended up putting Gulak in the Hurt Lock, and then Lashley ended up putting Gulak back on top of R-Truth, and Gulak ended up getting the pin. And there you go. Drew Gulak is the new Jobber Ninja Turtle 24/7 champion. But fuck this title. Fuck that title. Fuck that 24/7 title. Why is it still even on TV? Why are they still continuing to put this garbage on TV? I don't get it. It's not funny no more. Whenever I see that 24/7 title on TV, it makes me want to fucking change the channel. I'm tired of seeing it. Retire the fucking title. Retire it. And then we had AJ Styles come out, of course, with his associate, Jordan Magbehan. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Styles ended up getting on the mic, and he ended up saying that Team SmackDown proved they're not playing games at Survivor Series. He ended up saying that Team Raw already has the advantage. So Styles ended up going on about how he's a leader, and he was bragging about his different qualities, and being able to lead Team Raw. So Styles ended up asking if there's any other option. He says his first task as team captain is to get the rally call going and introduce his team. So he ended up introducing Sheamus. Sheamus then came out, and then Styles ended up introducing Keith Lee. Yes, buried in his glory. Not basking in his glory, it's buried in his glory now by how the way WWE is treating Keith Lee on the main roster. The guy doesn't even feel, how he once was in NXT. When he was in NXT, everybody was behind this guy. Keith Lee was something special in NXT. And then when he gets called up to the main roster, he just feels like everybody else on the main roster. So Keith Lee ends up, saying, what is AJ doing? He was like asking, what is AJ Styles doing? So he was saying, Styles ended up saying that their success is his success. He ended up saying that he doesn't care who they have to go through on Team SmackDown. So Keith Lee ended up interrupting Styles. Keith Lee ended up saying that he doesn't believe anyone agreed to call Styles the team captain for Team Raw. Keith Lee ended up saying that if Styles thinks his sizable friend is enough to intimidate him into calling Styles captain, then he should think again. So Styles ended up telling Sheamus that this is Keith Lee's inexperience talking. So Styles ended up asking Sheamus to show Keith Lee the way. Sheamus ended up saying that he actually agrees with Keith Lee. He went on to say that he's been running rampant in the company for years before Styles decided to step up into the company from the minor leagues. So Sheamus ended up saying that Styles may have big lurch here, but he will never take orders from him. So Styles ended up asking if they understand what it will do for his legacy if they beat Team SmackDown. So then out came Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman ended up saying that the only thing this team needs is these hands. Strowman went on to say that he doesn't care who they face because the monster is on Team Raw. So Keith Lee ended up interrupting and he ended up saying they all qualified and that Strowman will have to do the same thing. So Strowman went on about his qualifications and of course him pinning Keith Lee. Strowman ended up saying that his qualifications should have him being the team captain. So then we had Adam Pearce come out and he ended up saying that he loved to have Strowman on Team Raw, but he's having a hard time finding anyone who will get in the ring with Strowman. Keith Lee ended up interrupting and he ended up disputing Strowman, saying that he beat him a few weeks back. Sheamus then interrupted Keith Lee. Sheamus then addressed Strowman, and then Strowman ended up laughing at Sheamus. And Sheamus ended up saying that he wants to be the one to mix it up with Strowman. So Styles then ended up suggesting to Adam Pearce, how about we do a triple threat match for Braun Strowman to qualify and be on the Team Raw Survivor Series team. So Adam Pearce ended up saying, that's a hell of an idea. That's an idea. That's a good idea. So you're basically having Sheamus and Keith Lee in the match when they are already qualified for the Team Raw Survivor Series team. This triple threat match made absolutely no sense. This was just a way for them to not have Braun Strowman qualify for the Team Raw Survivor Series team. So Sheamus and Keith Lee went through absolutely nothing in this match, but kill each other for nothing in this whole match. When they are both on the same team, when they're both on the same Survivor Series team for Team Raw. So Triple Threat Survivor Series qualifying match for Braun Strowman. Sheamus versus Keith Lee versus Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman ended up winning. Delivered a run and power slam to Sheamus. There you go. Braun Strowman is now part of the Team Raw Survivor Series team. Post-match, Styles ended up celebrating because he was on commentary. He ended up entering the ring. And he tried to get everyone to shake hands and get on the same page. So Strowman ended up saying that he doesn't like anyone here, but they need to put their differences aside. So Keith Lee and Braun Strowman end up shaking hands, and Styles really liked that. So then Sheamus and Strowman go at it. Strowman ended up offering his hand. Sheamus then ended up hugging Strowman, and looks like Team Raw is on the same page for now. So then Sheamus ended up coming right back, ended up delivering a bro kick to Braun Strowman, knocking Strowman out of the ring. Keith Lee ended up knocking Sheamus out of the ring. Styles ended up coming from behind, ended up kicking Keith Lee, sending Keith Lee out to the floor. And Styles ended up yelling out. He was ranting. And we saw, Sheamus and Keith Lee and Braun Strowman on the floor. So there you go. Like I said, Braun Strowman's part of the Team Raw Survivor Series team. And the match made absolutely no sense whatsoever with Sheamus and Keith Lee being in it when they're already on the Team Raw Survivor Series team. So then we had the Firefly Fun House, and Bray Wyatt ended up saying that this episode is dedicated to the 3 most dangerous letters in WWE, and that is RKO. So Abby the Witch pops up. Abby the Witch ends up saying that Randy Orton can go fuck himself. But of course, the fuck word was bleeped. Alexa Bliss ended up telling Abby the Witch that there's no foul language in the Funhouse. So Abby ended up saying that Alexa Bliss can also go fuck yourself. So Bray Wyatt ended up talking about how Randy Orton was once a very, very bad man. Of course, Bray Wyatt was referencing, the compound burning that Randy Orton did back in 2016, where he burned down the Wyatt family compound. So Bray Wyatt ended up saying that from those ashes, he was able to create a new world. So then we see Bray Wyatt hearing the screams from the Wyatt family compound where Randy Orton ended up burning it. So he was going into a trance, and he had flashbacks of Orton burning down the compound. So he ended up saying that unfortunately it can't be that simple because he never forgets. So of course we see the flashes of the Fiend. So Alexa Bliss ended up saying that before we go, she wants to show us a new trick she's been practicing. So she ended up asking Bray Wyatt for help. Bray Wyatt then placed his hand over Alexa Bliss's face. And the glove, it was the glove that said heal on it. So then we see it cut to Alexa Bliss. and she had a red tint. There was a red tint over the other screen. And she was staring straight into the camera. She had a creepy look on her face. So then we see like a blood-like liquid oozing out of Alexa Bliss's mouth. So then the camera cut back to Bray Wyatt, and he looks at the camera. He was shocked, and he says, "Oh shit." And then that was how the Firefly Fun House ended. So, but really liked this Firefly Fun House. You know, Alexa Bliss and the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, the best things is the best thing going on Monday Night Raw right now. It's enjoyable with what they're doing with Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss. Then we went to Nia Jax versus Lana. Do I even need to say who won this match? Nia Jax ended up winning. Samoan drop to Lana. Post-match, we had Lana getting dropped through the announce table from Nia Jax. Samoan drop through the announce table to Lana for the seventh time this week. No, it's not getting funny anymore. And I heard that they're going to keep putting Lana through the announce table because they want to make Lana a baby face. Really? So this is your plan. You're going to keep putting Lana through the announce table just for her to turn babyface. Wow, how original. How fucking original. Garbage. Absolutely awful. So then we had the New Day versus Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. And this was a pretty okay match here. Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander won the match. Cedric Alexander had ended up hitting the neutralizer to Xavier Woods. And Shelton Benjamin ended up hitting the pay dirt to Xavier Woods. Cedric went for the cover. There you go. Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander won the match. And of course, we had MVP on commentary during this match. But overall, it was an okay match. And then we had Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross ended up walking up on Alexa Bliss backstage. And we had Nikki Cross end up, being all business with something on her mind. So Alexa Bliss had her back turned to Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross ended up going on about why she hasn't talked to her. And Nikki Cross ended up saying that he is the one to blame for this. Of course, the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. So Nikki Cross ended up going on about her friendship with Alexa Bliss. She ended up saying that Alexa Bliss is stronger than that and is stronger than the Fiend. And that she just wants to talk to Alexa. Nikki Cross ended up saying that she knows Alexa Bliss better than anyone. And knows that she wouldn't let anyone control her this way. So Nikki Cross ended up finally turning Alexa Bliss around. And Nikki Cross ended up asking Alexa if she will just look at her. And then we see Nikki Cross was shocked at what she saw. So we see Alexa Bliss looking at the camera. And she was wearing, contact lenses. It was like blue with, black, sort of like that. It was like a contact lens that she was wearing to give off a creepy look. And of course, Bliss was in some sort of trance there. So now it's basically that, but very creepy with Alexa there. And then we had Ricochet versus Tucker. Ricochet ended up winning the match with the recoil. We had Mustafa Ali walk down the ramp. And that was that. Ricochet ended up getting the win. But quick match. Post-match, Ricochet got his arm raised by the referee. And Mustafa Ali was staring Ricochet down. And then we see the Retribution logo appear on the Thunderdome LED crowd board. And then we see, of course, T-Bar, Mace, Slapjack, Reckoning, and Mustafa Ali. Retribution surround the ring. T-Bar, Dijakovic, ended up grabbing Ricochet by his head. And he threw him over the top rope out to the floor. So then Retribution ended up surrounding Tucker. And so Tucker ended up getting attacked. So he had Mace, Dio Madden, and Dijakovic, aka T-Bar. They delivered a big boot, and took Tucker down. So Mustafa Ali was directing Slapjack, or Flapjack, as I would call him, to go out after Ricochet. So Flapjack brings Ricochet back into the ring, and they surround him. Ricochet then ends up getting attacked by Retribution. They end up holding Ricochet, and Ali was talking trash to Ricochet in his face, and Ricochet was like, "Oh, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?" So we had T-Bar and Mace delivered a double choke slam to Ricochet, and that was basically that. Retribution ended up standing tall. Mustafa Ali ended up raising his fist in the air, and that was that. But Retribution, I said it before, I will never take Retribution serious anymore after T-Bar ended up tapping out to the Hurt Lock to Bobby Lashley a few weeks back. So that was that. Then we had the main event, The Miz and John Morrison versus Drew McIntyre, 2-on-1 handicap match. This was pretty decent match here. Well, of course, we had McIntyre win the match. McIntyre ended up delivering the Claymore to the Miz. So that was that. Drew McIntyre ended up winning. Post-match, we had Randy Orton come out of nowhere, deliver the RKO to McIntyre. And then we hear the Fiend, or Bray Wyatt's laugh echo as Monday Night Raw went off the air. So that was Monday Night Raw tonight. Show was fucking terrible. Absolute garbage. Monday Night Raw continues to be the worst television show on cable TV. The worst pro wrestling show on television. So at least SmackDown is at least watchable. With it being 2 hours. But Monday Night Raw, it's a whole different story. It's 3 hours worth of nothing but garbage. So, well, overall, that's it for the Monday Night Raw recap and results video. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this. Definitely give the video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. If you haven't checked out my previous video that I uploaded earlier today with the Blu-ray unboxing of, from Amazon with the Flintstones, the complete series, definitely give that video a watch. So, but anyways, that's it for this video, and I will see you all later.